In this section, we're going to go over the solution to this extraction problem, where we want to essentially pull out this little div right here that's generating the nice looking background for both of these segments. So I'm going to create a new component underneath our app1. We could put it above, it really doesn't matter, it's totally up to you. I'll go ahead and put it right underneath down here. So I'm going to make a new component called segment, like so. I know that I'm probably going to have to refer to my props object inside of here, so I'm going to make sure that I receive that props object as the first argument to the segment component. Then inside of here, I'm going to return a div with a class name that contains the same class names that we are trying to extract right there. So I'm going to give it class names of UI, placeholder, segment, like so. And then I'll close off that div. And inside the div, I'm going to reference props.children. So this is a very simple, very straightforward component right here. It's just going to show a div with a couple of very particular class names and then show some number of children inside of it. Even though this might seem like a extremely basic component and it might seem like too much trouble to even put together, like I mentioned very briefly in the last video, it would save you, the developer, from having to memorize these class names and type them out. You can just instead say, oh yeah, I want to show a segment, and then reference this segment component. So now that we've put this thing together, we're going to go back over and find wherever we have that div with the class name of UI placeholder segment. So there's one right there. I'm going to delete that div and replace it with a segment component. And then I'll make sure that I find the closing div, delete that one as well, and put a closing segment tag instead. And now I should see the same content that I had before. So it's definitely working out. I'm going to make sure that I replace this other div over here as well. So same exact div, I'll say segment, and then I'll make sure that I replace the closing div right there with a closing segment tag as well. All right, there we go. Looks like we've got the same exact thing we had before, but now we've got this nice reusable segment component that we can reuse on future projects if we want to. All right, so this looks good. Last thing I'm going to do is check my solution. And there we go. Looks like my solution was correct. All right, so I hope you got this solution. Let's take a quick pause right here, and we're going to start to move on to our next big topic in the next video.